Me too. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
I love it virtually. Yeah.
I think it's so nice.
I hope
I
they
don't know
all
that I ever want to go to a movie theater again, honestly.
say I
I make
totally,
better popcorn at home. My seat's more comfortable. And if I have to use the washroom, I can just pause.
yeah. Pick the one you're in the mood for at the right time. Did you
Yeah.
Mm,
Side, by the way?
What's that?
Oh, Side, did you see that one?
no.
No.
It's like super spoofy and not my cup of tea, but then it's so funny that it is. It was one of my favorites. It's
Hmm.
so funny.
I got the 5 pack, and so
Oh,
like I watched Autonomies. Did you watch that?
it says 200 and something minutes.
It's I had no idea it was so long. It's a show. It's like 5 episodes, but
Oh,
it's about like if Israel was divided between like a Haredi and a secular states, and
is it really good? Well done.
it's good. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it, yeah, not amazing, but it's good.
Okay. What was your favorite
Um,
so far?
I I also watched Sublet.
Yeah, you watched that.
I like that.
That was
I
good.
watched the shorts this
I did
morning. I
too.
didn't. I usually like shorts, but I didn't
For
love.
those just joining us, Rabbi Brown and Kip Tessick talking about the Vancouver Jewish Film Festival.
What we're talking about. We love it. It's
I
amazing.
super love it. This is the way to watch a film festival.
So easy.
Yeah.
Well, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. We're glad that you're here with us tonight to welcome Shabbat as a community, even distanced apart. We know that it's so nice to be together and connecting with all of you. So, welcome. We'll get started with some singing with Cantor Naomi.
הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. In the middle of page 128, Yedid Nefesh. Yedid Nefesh of Harachaman, Yedid Nefesh of Harachaman, Meshach Avdecha, El Retzonecha, Meshach Avdecha, Yadadadai, El Retzonecha, Yarut Avdecha, Kemoya, Ishtachave Laidai, Yadadadai, El Muhadarecha, Yarut Avdecha, Kamoya, Ishtachave Laidai, Yadadadai, El Muhadarecha.
I had one of my favorite moments of the year today was walking outside. I saw my first cherry blossoms, and it always brings such a smile to my face to see the newness of spring, and really, I think especially this year, the hope that comes with that of newness. We sing something, we see something new, we sing something new, and that's what we experience every Kabbalat Shabbat as we sing unto God a new song, Shiru Ladonai, Shir Chadash, page 131.
Shiru Ladonai, Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz, Shiru Ladonai, Baruch Shemo, Basru Miyom Liyom Yeshuato, Sapru Vagohim, Kavodo, Bechol Hamim, Nifleotav, Ki Gadol Adonai, Hulal Meyod, Norahu, Al Kol Elohim malachim, ay, 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 yadai, dadai, dai, yadai, dadai, dai, yadai, dadai, dai, yadai, yadai, dai, yadai, dadai, dai, yadai, dadai, dai, yadai, dadai, dai, yadai, dai, yadai, dai, yadai, dadai, dai, yadai, dai, yadai, dai, yadai, dadai, dai, yadai, dai, dai. Yai, dai, dai, dai. Yai, dai, 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 yada, dai. Yai, dai, dai, dai. Yai, dai, 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 dai.
Before we continue, I meant to share that if you don't have a Siddur at home and you want to follow along, you can find a PDF of our prayer book on our website. It's templeshalom.ca/video, and just click on the Friday night service link. So we'll continue as we welcome the Shabbat angels that come to dwell with us, as we welcome Shabbat Shalom Alechem, page 142.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMelachim HaKadosh, Baruch Hu. Bachem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMelachim HaKadosh, Baruch Hu. Barchuni L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMelachim HaKadosh, Baruch Hu. Tzedchem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMelachim HaKadosh, Baruch Hu.
We turn back to page 138, Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad Hishmianu el hamiuchad Adonai echad Ushmo echad l'shemo tiferet v'letehila lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki mekor haberacha merosh mikedem nesucha sof maaseh v'machsheva techila lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela Mikdash melech ir melucha kumitzei mitoch hafecha Rav lach shevet b'amek habacha uyachamol alaychem la lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekavela hitoreri kiva orech kumi uri shir daberi kavod Adonai alayach nigla lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekavela Boi v'shalom teret bala gam besimcha utala toch emunei am segula Boi chala lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela.
Oh, there's Rabbi Dan. We'll turn to page 263 as we rise for Chatzi Kaddish.
Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba v'yamad yivrachute v'yamlich malchute v'chayechon v'yomechon uv'chayedachol Beit Yisrael bagala uv'izman kariv v'yimeru amen. Yeheshme Rabba Mevarach Le'alamo Me'amaya Yitbarach V'yishtabach Yitpa'ar V'tromam V'yitnaseh V'yithadar V'yitalel Shemei Kudusha Barichu V'yilamin Kol Berchata V'shirata Tushbechata V'nechemata Dami Ramve'alma Ve'imeru. Amen.
We'll remain standing and continue page 264, the Baruch Hu.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed.
You can be seated. Rabbi Brown spoke about the first cherry blossoms. I could have told you that about a week ago because my allergies were kicking in. And they say that the allergy season is actually late this year. It's kind of like Jewish holidays. Is it late or early because of the snow? But when evening comes, generally, my allergies settle down. And so the prayer Ma'ariv Aravim, which we're about to say, is generally a very welcome prayer in allergy season, but not this year. They're just not stopping, whether it's morning, noon, or night. So if my eyes look like little slits, it's not because I have been imbibing anything, or I wouldn't even say that I've been sleeping, but it's because everything itches. Anyhow, page 265, Ma'ariv Aravim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro Ma'ariv Aravim. B'chochma poteach she'arim, u'bitmuna meshana itim, u'machalif et hazmanim. Umasader et hakochavim b'mishmerotehem barakia kirtzono. Borei yom v'layla golel or mipnei choshech v'choshech mipnei or. Umavir yom u'mevi layla umavdil bein yom u'bein layla. Adonai tziva'ot shemo. El chai v'kayam. Tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv aravim. We'll continue as we continue page 266, Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael hamchavta Torah u'mitzvot chukim u'mishpatim otanu limadata Al ken Adonai Eloheinu b'shofbeinu u'vkumeinu nasiach b'chokacha V'nismach b'divrei Toratecha u'v'mitzvotecha le'olam le'olam va'ed ki hem chayenu ve'yorech yameinu u'vahem negei yomam b'layla ve'ahavatcha al tasir mimenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael ohev amo Yisrael Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol avavcha v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al avavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אמת.
We have two prayers of gratitude, although many probably, but two specific prayers of gratitude in our Siddur. One is the Hoda'ah, it comes later on in the Amidah. It's a prayer of personal gratitude. But I've always seen the Michamocha as another prayer of gratitude. It's the song of redemption. It's the song the Israelites sang as they left slavery for freedom. And it speaks of miracles and gratitude for that saving power of the parted seas and the outstretched hand of God that we're going to speak about, very soon in our Passover Seders. But in another context, I think we can understand that the Hoda'ah is one of personal gratitude for things that have happened specifically in our lives, and that the Michamocha is one of global gratitude, of things that take place that don't just deliver us, but deliver many of us, if not all of us. And in that context, I think that we can see so many of the things that are happening in our world today with the science and the medicine connected with COVID-19 and the vaccines, the incredible speed that these therapies have been developed and now are being more rapidly distributed, and what that is doing, at least for many of our friends south of us in the United States, and starting to learn that they're going to be able to gather in person for some things, seders and whatnot. And so we can sing Michamocha as a prayer of gratitude for the greater miracles, the moments that where if it was not God's hand, it was God's inspiration, and the creation of human beings that allowed human beings to be an extension of godliness in the world, to perform miracles, not just for the individual, not just that we benefit from, but that all of society does. And so we sing Michamocha, a song of redemption and miracles, page 270.
Michamocha b'elim Adonai, Michamocha neder b'kodesh, Nora tehilot osefele, Nora tehilot osefele, Malchotecha rahuvanecha, Bokei ayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, Ze'elianu ve'amru, Adonai yimloch, Adonai yimloch, le'olam va'ed. B'nei Markifat Adonai et Yaakov, Ugalo biad chazak mimenu, Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael.
Page 271, Hashkivenu.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomrenu l'chaim, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Amen. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Leshalom, Leshalom. Ve'hamidenu Shomreinu Lechaim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Amen.
The people of Israel shall keep the Sabbath, observing Shabbat throughout the ages as a covenant for all time. It is a sign for all time between me and the people of Israel. For in 6 days Adonai made heaven and earth, and on the seventh day God ceased from work and was refreshed. Remember that line for the sermon. We'll continue page 272, Vishamru.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, Lasot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, ביני ובין בני ישראל, ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. Yambada bim bambai, Shabbat, Shabbat, yambada bim bambai, Shabbat, Shabbat, yambada bim bambai, Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Yisheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz, uvayom hashvi Shabbat vayinafash. Yambada bim bambai, Shabbat, Shabbat, yambada bim bambai, Shabbat, Shabbat, yambada bim bambai, Shabbat, 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 Shalom.
Adonai, Sephatai Tiftachu Fi Yagid Tehilatecha, eternal God, open up our lips that our mouths might find the words to speak with you in prayer. We'll rise, page 274, the Amidah.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Eloi avoteinu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel chasadim tovim v'konei hakol, v'zocher chasdei avot v'imahot, u'mevi geula livnei v'neihem, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר מושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, בחיי מתים אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח מוריד הגשם. מחלקל חיים בחסד, מחיי מתים ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסירים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני העפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומדום מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות מתים. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי המתים. אתה קדוש בשמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום ימלוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
Amen. You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. You can be seated, and we'll continue the bottom paragraph in the Hebrew, page 277.
Eloheinu v'Eloi avoteinu v'imotenu, Ritzei v'menuchatenu, kadshenu b'mitzvotecha, v'tein chalkeinu b'toratecha, sabeinu mitzvotecha, v'samcheinu b'shuatecha, v'taher libenu, v'taher libenu, v'taher libenu l'ovdecha b'emet, v'taher libenu, v'taher libenu, v'taher libenu le'avdecha be'emet. V'hanchilenu Adonai Eloheinu be'avav ratzon Shabbat kodeshecha ve'anuchu ba'Yisrael mekadesh shmecha Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh Shabbat.
May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may we all live in such a way that this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh HaShabbat.
Amen.
Top of page 279, Ritzeh.
Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu be'amecha Yisrael u'tefilatam be'ahava tekabel u'tehila ratzon Tamid avodat Yisrael, Yisrael Amecha. El karov lecho, korov pene, el avodecha vechonenu. Shefoch ruchacha aleinu v'techezen eineinu b'shuvcha leTzion berachamim. Baruch atah Adonai hamachazir shechinato leTzion, leTzion, leTzion.
We are at the very end of the month of Adar, and we prepare to enter the month of Nisan, the month of miracles, which contains within it, of course, the holiday of Pesach. And so we turn back in our books a little bit to page 279 to offer the prayer for Rosh Chodesh, which really begins tomorrow night, but we may not all be together tomorrow night, so we'll offer that prayer for Rosh Chodesh for the month of Nisan, page 279, the bottom of the page.
Eloheinu v'Elokei Avoteinu v'Imotenu, Ya'aleh v'Yavo v'Yizacher zichronenu, v'zichron kol amcha Beit Yisrael lefanecha, letova, lecheinu, lechesed u'lerachamim, lechayim u'shalom, b'yom Rosh HaChodesh hazeh. Zochreinu Adonai Eloheinu bo letova.
Amen.
Uvovdeinu bo livracha.
Amen.
Hoshienu bo lechaim.
Amen. Our God and God of our fathers and mothers, be truly mindful of us and all of your people Israel on this, the first of the day of the month of Nisan, which is coming tomorrow night, and renew in us love and compassion, goodness, life, and peace. This day remember us for well-being.
Amen.
This day bless us with your nearness.
Amen.
This day help us to a fuller life.
Amen.
As I mentioned earlier, we offer this prayer of gratitude for the blessings that occur in our life. Modim anachnu lach shetahu Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu le'olam va'ed. Surcheinu magen Yeshuenu atahu l'dor v'dor. Nodeh lecha nesaper tilatecha al cheinu chamsurim biyadecha v'al nishmotenu chapitot lach.
Ve'al nisecha sheb'chol yom imanu ve'al niflotecha v'tovotecha me'olam kivenu lach me'olam kivenu lach ve'al nisecha sheb'choed erev v'boker v'tzorayim me'olam kivenu lach me'olam kivenu lach hatov ki nochalu rachamecha Behamrachem kilo tamu chasadecha me'olam kivenu lach me'olam kivenu lach.
And we'll continue a prayer for peace, page 282, Shalom Rav.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata melech adon lecho hashalom. Ki ata melech adon lecho hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'necha levarech et Amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Baruch atah Adonai hamavarech et amo Yisrael b'shalom.
We've taken time to thank God for the greater miracles in our world and for those blessings of gratitude in our lives. We take a moment now to find the prayers in between, a moment of our own silent prayer and meditation.
Vegion libi lefanecha Adonai tzuri Adonai tzuri vegoali vegoali.
We turn our prayer books to page 371 as we offer Misha Berach, a prayer for healing for those in our community who are sick and in need of this prayer. As we acknowledge them, we also acknowledge all of those who are providing healing, those friends and loved ones, doctors and nurses and caregivers that are by their side or by the telephone, sending prayers of healing and doing acts of healing in their lives as well, providing refuat nefesh, renewal of the soul, refuat guf, a renewal and healing of the body. On this Shabbat, we ask God's blessing, a Misha Berach of healing on Frida Jacobson, Gordon Cherry, Alana James, Leo Levine, Dr. Arthur Ross, Mel Karp, Yana Timko, Dr. Dmitry Zanzonin, Lynn Zabo, Shayna Stawicki, Maylor Valance, Elliot Pohl, Sanford Cohen, Jean Angus, Sarah Chiachi, Kim Bennett, Sarah Bat Avraham Vasara, Igor Ilisov, Ed Ozer, David Shlomo Gorny, Ronnie Goldberg, Andrea Jarzabak, Neil Tapley. If there are others in need of this prayer for healing, I invite you to call out their names out loud in your homes. I've put a message in the chat. If you want to, you can add them to the comment window beneath this video screen as we join with our cantor in the Misha Berach, page 371, a prayer for healing.
Misha Berach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misha Berach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Lehavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Thank you, Cantor Tausig. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Wanted to take a moment to share with you some brief announcements. We don't have that many tonight, which is nice, but let me bring them up on screen for you as they come up here. Just give it a second. And there we are, and there I am. So first of all, a reminder that following our service tomorrow morning, which of course we have a 10 a.m. service, we have a virtual Kiddush, which will follow our service. There's actually a bar mitzvah tomorrow also. So now as I think about it, though, that family is not doing anything after the service. So we'll still have our virtual Kiddush following our service tomorrow at about 11:45 or so. Tomorrow night at 7:30, there's Kabbalat. I think it's with Rabbi Brown this week because it was me last week. And on Monday and Wednesday, join us for our morning minyan via Zoom. A reminder, the Temple Sholom is here to help with vaccine appointments for our seniors. It's incredible how quickly the vaccines are beginning to roll out here in the province. I heard just yesterday from somebody in our congregation who had called on behalf of their mother and was able to get an appointment that day, and they went in and got their shot. So if you need any help doing that, we're here to help, making the phone calls, managing correspondence, documentation. And as we've mentioned before, Rabbi Brown and myself and Rabbi Bregman are available to help drive you to and from your appointments. We've fortunately been vaccinated, at least partly. We're waiting for the second shots, but we feel safe enough, and hopefully you will as well with us, to allow us to assist you with that if you need it. Passover is coming, in case you've forgotten. And we have a lot planned for Pesach. Join us on our website for a bunch of things to sign up for. We have these wonderful Passover kits that we're putting together that have everything you need for Seder, and particularly everything you would need for our second night Seder together. There's a box of matzah, there's a bottle of kosher for Pesach Manischewitz wine, such that it's wine, Kedem grape juice. My family's homemade charoset is in there, all the ingredients you need for it. We have a special challah cover, a matzah cover that's been designed by our very own Carl Rothschild that we've had limited edition printed for this event, Haggadah, that Rabbi Brown has worked very hard to put together for our online Seder second night. There's candlesticks, there's matches, all manner of things, kids activity guide. So sign up online for the kit. And the better part of it, I mean, I think the stuff inside of it's nice, but we intend to deliver it personally to your home and maybe have a moment with you on your porch, socially distanced, but be able to say Chag Sameach before the Seders begin. So please sign up online for those. You can also make a donation to the Jewish Food Bank as part of their Passover food drive. The Vancouver Jewish Film Festival is not done yet, but it's getting there. So catch these last few days of films. And as Rabbi Brown and myself and Cantor Tassok were talking about, it's been a wonderful festival. Temple Shalom's been very proud to be a part of it. So we hope that you will join for some of those things. So Shabbat Shalom. My family and I, we have lived in Canada now, believe it or not, for 7.5 years. I think it's safe to say that we have fully embraced our Canadian identity. In fact, yesterday, our family took the oath of Canadian citizenship right here in my living room via Zoom and officially became Canadian citizens. It was a truly humbling and inspiring moment, even if it was via Zoom, and even if we were completely unprepared to recite the oath in French as well as English. That they didn't tell me that was not on the test. But afterwards, we celebrated and we had homemade veggie poutine for dinner. Never made poutine before, say it. And Tim Hortons donuts for dessert, which I have had many times. I wore a dress shirt and a kippah for the oath ceremony, but we took a family photo afterwards, and I was in my lumberjack black flannel for posterity. So I think we can say that we feel fully and truly Canadian. However, there are a few things from the US that we are not quite yet prepared to give up. We weren't really prepared to give up Trader Joe's and Target, but those aren't here anymore anyways. But there are a few things aside from our citizenship, which we're also maintaining, that we're not quite ready to give up. One of those things is my subscription to Time magazine. I grew up with Time magazine in our home every week. I would have to wait my turn after my parents had read it, and sometimes absconding with it before my older siblings could get to it. Magazines in general, and Times perhaps in particular, are of a different era. I don't even get the print edition of that magazine anymore, but I still read it and the New York Times every day, even if it's on my phone or my iPad. So it was fitting, in light of this week's Torah portion, that just the other day, a message popped up on my screen. My subscription for Time magazine was about to expire, and the message read, "Click here if you want more time." If it were only that easy, I thought to myself with a rabbinic chuckle, simply to click for more time. The message, of course, was referring to the magazine, but we can understand it as a much more transcendent rather than transactional message. What's that old proverb? If anyone ever offers you more money or more time, always take time, because you can make more money, but you can't make more time. In this week's Torah portion, the ancient Israelites are still in the desert. If it seems like we were there before and have been there for a while, we have, and we will be there for much longer, about 40 years in the desert, as I spoke about a few weeks ago, and that's a long time by any measure. In this week's Parsha, Vayachel Pikudei, which is actually two Parshiot conjoined together, God commands the Israelites not to do any work in the sanctuary on the Sabbath. For 6 days is work to be made, but on the seventh day there is to be holiness for you, Sabbath, a Sabbath of ceasing for the eternal. The great theologian Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel taught, Judaism is a religion of time aiming at the sanctification of time. Judaism is a religion of time aiming at the sanctification of time. Heschel explained that in our natural state, left to our own self-interest and devices, human beings would not differentiate from one moment to another. All hours would be essentially treated alike, or separated perhaps by day and night, sleep and awake. But Heschel taught, the Torah senses the diversified character of time. There are no 2 hours alike. Every hour is unique and the only one given at that moment. It is exclusive and it is endlessly precious. Judaism teaches us to be attached to the holiness in time, to be attached to sacred events, to learn how to consecrate moments that emerge from the magnificent stream of a year. For Heschel, time was itself a sanctuary, a holy vessel, a temple that neither the Romans nor the Germans would be able to burn, a shrine that even abandonment of religion cannot make unholy. Think about it in your own life. What lives forever? What cannot be taken away except by horrible illness? It's memory. And what is memory but a sanctuary, a vessel, a container of time? Memory is cherished time, appreciated time. Sure, there are some things that we would sooner forget, painful and unpleasant memories, and perhaps we can find a place to lock them away and not visit them unless absolutely necessary. But good memories, special memories, those last forever. They capture time and preserve time. No matter what we lose in our life, wealth, people, things, time itself, memory is eternal. Thus, that moment in time that we call upon with a smile and a blessing, that too is eternal. As our Torah portion this week teaches, the meaning of the Sabbath is to celebrate time rather than space, rather than things. 6 days a week, we live under the tyranny of things, the tyranny of space. And on Shabbat, we try to become attuned to holiness and time. It is a day on which we are called upon to share in what is eternal in time, to turn from the results of creation to the mystery and the wonder and the awe of creation, from the world of creation to the creation of the world. Continuing with Heschel's teaching, one of the most distinguished words in the Bible is the word kadosh, or holy, a word which more than any other is representative of the mystery and the majesty of the divine. Now, what was the first holy object in the history of the world? Was it a mountain? Was it an altar? Was it a temple? Was it a golden calf? The first time the word kadosh is used in the Torah is in the book of Genesis, at the end of the story of creation. And God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, because on it God ceased from all the work of creation that he had done. The first thing that is called holy is time itself. In fact, in all 6 days of creation, not a single object, not a single being, not even the creation of human beings, is called kadosh, is called holy. The only aspect of creation that is given such honor is time, the seventh day, the Sabbath day, this day, the one that started just now as we lit Shabbat candles and said the blessings around our table, as we blessed our family who hopefully are inside our bubble. This very moment is called kadosh, it is called holy. That's why we do a kiddush. There is no reference in the record of creation to any object in space that would be endowed with the quality of holiness. Only time. This is a revolution in thinking. It is a radical departure from accustomed religious thought. If you were writing the screenplay for the Netflix miniseries on religion or on creation of the world, you would probably write, because the audience would expect that you would, that after heaven and earth were established, God created a holy place, a holy mountain, a holy spring, whereupon a sanctuary, a temple would to be established. That place, that altar, that ark, that would be called holy. And indeed, later episodes of this yet-to-be-aired Netflix miniseries, that is exactly what happens. Mount Moriah, Mount Sinai, a holy ark, a holy temple, many, many holy things. But the very first thing, thus the most holy of things in the entire Torah, is not a thing. It is the holiness of time, the Sabbath, the very moment, this moment. So the question before us is the very question that appeared on my iPad screen. Do you want more time? Which is really asking, do you value time? Not the magazine, but the time. Do you appreciate time? Do you cherish time? Now, I like the magazine, but I am blessed with time, blessed with memory of time, and inspired to create more memories, countless good memories in the time that I have left, however long or short that might be. Through another conversation almost as archaic as a printed magazine, through another convention almost as archaic as a printed magazine, Sunday morning we will set our clocks ahead 1 hour. We will actually lose time. And there it goes, right before our eyes, while our eyes are fast asleep. We are already in a deficit, already behind. We are already running out of time. It's really the only sermon a rabbi ever gives. It's the same sermon that this rabbi often gives. Make the most of the time that you have. You can't click to get more. Time is holy, and time is running out. So run after it, and catch up to it, and hold on to it by making memories. Ken Yehi Ratzon, may it be God's will. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Dan, and Mazel Tov on your citizenship. That's
Thank you.
really exciting for you and your family.
The same thing should happen to you, Rabbi Brown.
Amen. Rabbi Amenu soon.
Shabbat Shalom.
Forward to it. Shabbat Shalom. So friends, we'll turn now to page 586 as we conclude our service and rise together for Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol hatek gdula liotzer b'reishit shelo asanu kegoyei ha'aratzot v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama shelo sam chelkeinu kahem v'gor aleinu k'chohamonam v'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'monim Lifnei Melech Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Shehu Notei Shamayim V'Yosei Haaretz U'Moshe V'Yakaro B'Shamayim Imaho U'Shchinatu Zo B'Govhei Meromim Hu Eloheinu Ein Od Emet Malkeinu Efes Ulato Kakatuv b'Torato Ve'adat hayom v'shevota elevavecha Ki Adonai hu Elohim b'shamayim imaho ve'aretz mitachat ein od V'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yihye Adonai echad u'shemo echad.
May be seated as we turn our attention to memory. Remember our loved ones who are no longer with us. I want to offer this poem before the mourner's Kaddish. There are stars up above, so far we only see their light, long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us. As we live our days, these are the ways we remember. We share the names now of those for whom we say Kaddish, the Shabbat, and I invite you as I read the name of your loved one, if you choose to stand in your place in your home as you honor their memory. We're in Shloshim for Corey Brown, Lyle Daniel Bruder, Gerard Leon Mutal, and Alvin Pinsky. And we mark yahrzeit of Jack Barnett, John J. Berry, Arlene Bilenkoff, Nathan Blumen, Margaret Breslov, Libby Brown, Marion Kasserer, Maya Skolsky Challenger, Stephen Chernin, Joseph Coblin, Bella Coblin, Lori Cooper, Margaret Davis, Elsie Easton, Lila Flom, Michael Givantmacher, Milton Goldberg, Harry Goldberg, Murray Grafstein, Walter Groh, Siddy Hartman, Ruth Hendon, Rachel Jacobson, Ruth Kleiman, Clara Lacko, Marjorie Levinson, Dorothy Levine, Hendrika Lugman Daly, Carrie McKinnon, Teddy Margulies, Henry Michaelberg, David Morton, Irving Ornstein, Madeline Panoff, Agnes Parker, Iz Paskoff, Paul Pincus, Max Ratner, Alan Patrick Rostaker, Albert Seelig, Ali Shanti, Nathaniel Shapira, Tova Snyder, Robert Steiner, Bess Stewart, Sam Tenenbaum, Rachel Tessler, Esther Vernon, Dr. Michael Weinsanker, Louis Zacher. There are other names of people you are remembering. I invite you to share them out loud or in your heart. As together as one congregation, we join on page 598 in these words of Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chaye chonuv yomei chonuv chaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala v'zman kari v'imru, Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yit'aleh v'yit'alal shmei dekudsha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru, Amen. Yehei shalom Rabbah min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru, Amen. Zichronam livracha, may their memories always be a blessing in our lives as we say together, Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Rabbi Brown and Cantor Tauzik. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Nice to be together.
Indeed.
I meant to announce, and just for all those that are watching, that first of all, we have a bar mitzvah tomorrow morning, but we are closely monitoring the COVID protocols. We have been given a heads up by Dr. Bonnie Henry that there could be some changes in the next weeks, or certainly into April, about allowing in-person services to take place either outdoors or indoors, and we are preparing for that change, and we'll continue to monitor it and do what we think is safe for the community, but also what we think is necessary as well. So just know we're on top of that, and if you've got thoughts or opinions one way or the other, I'm sure you won't hesitate to share them with me. You never do, which is great. It's fantastic. Closing song.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו אמן. שבת שלום.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.